All right, let's start at the beginning. The first few days, days 1 through 3, honestly, not much happens. Your body notices the fluid isn't being released, so it does what it's designed to do. It reabsorbs it. Testosterone stays stable. You might feel a little sharper, a little more focused, maybe a slight edge to your energy, but nothing dramatic. Your system is simply recycling what it doesn't use. It's efficient, it's normal, no superpowers, no transformation, just biology doing its job. But then day 7 hits, and this is where things get interesting. See, there's a well-known study from 2003 by a researcher named Zhang that showed something remarkable. On day 7 of abstinence, testosterone spikes to roughly 145% of your normal baseline. That's a real measurable surge, and you feel it. Energy goes up, confidence sharpens. Some men describe it as a fire in the chest, a drive they haven't felt in years. And this is exactly where the internet myths were born. Men hit that day 7 peak and think they've unlocked some kind of hidden power. They think if 7 days feels this good, imagine 30, imagine 90. But here's what they don't tell you. It's a spike, not a climb. Think of it like a wave cresting. It rises, it peaks, and then it comes right back down. By day 8, 9, 10, your testosterone is already settling back to baseline. The superpower wasn't magical, it was hormonal, temporary, a one-time signal from your body, not a permanent upgrade. So if you felt that surge and thought something amazing was happening, you weren't wrong. Your body was responding. But here's where it gets complicated. Because after that first week, your body stops cooperating, and the real changes begin. Now here's the part most men never hear about. What happens when that initial surge fades and you keep going? See, your body doesn't stop producing seminal fluid just because you stopped releasing it. The factory keeps running. Every single day, your prostate and seminal vesicles are producing fluid. And when there's no release, that fluid has nowhere to go. It accumulates, it sits. Think of a river that stops flowing. The water doesn't disappear. It becomes stagnant, murky, unhealthy. That's exactly what begins happening inside your prostate. Your prostate is a gland that thrives on circulation. Blood flow in, fluid flow out. That's its rhythm. When ejaculation stops, that natural flush stops with it. Old fluid lingers. Cellular waste builds up. And quietly, almost invisibly, inflammation can begin. Many men start feeling a dull ache or heaviness in the pelvic area during this phase. They don't connect it to abstinence. But that's exactly what it is. Congestion. And it doesn't stop there. Without regular arousal and release, blood flow to the entire pelvic region starts to decline. The tissues that depend on oxygen-rich blood, including your erectile tissue, begin to weaken. Your body follows a simple rule, gentlemen. Use it or lose it. That applies to your circulation too. Then there's the sleep. Regular ejaculation triggers the release of prolactin, oxytocin, and endorphins. Your body's natural relaxation cocktail. Without that release, many men report restless nights, increased irritability, and a tension they can't quite explain. This is the phase where most men start to feel off, but can't put their finger on why. They think it's stress, they think it's aging, but it's their body telling them something needs to move. And if you push past 21 days, that's when the real damage can start. All right, gentlemen. This is the part I really need you to pay attention to, because what happens between day 21 and day 30 is where the science gets serious, and it's where most men have absolutely no idea what's going on inside their body. Let's start with the research. One of the most important studies ever conducted on this topic came from Harvard. The health professionals' follow-up study tracked tens of thousands of men over nearly 2 decades, and the findings were striking. Men who ejaculated 21 or more times per month had a significantly lower risk of prostate problems compared to men who only ejaculated 4 to 7 times. The reason? Regular ejaculation acts like a natural flush for your prostate. When you stop flushing, things build up. Waste, old fluid, inflammatory compounds. They just sit there. Now remember what we discussed about blood flow declining? By this stage, that decline has real consequences. The smooth muscle tissue inside your penis requires regular blood flow to maintain its elasticity. Without it, that tissue starts to stiffen and weaken. It's the same principle as any muscle in your body. If you don't use it, it weakens. And this isn't something that reverses overnight. Then there's your hormones. Remember that day 7 testosterone spike? It's long gone. By now, testosterone hasn't just returned to baseline. In some men, it actually dips below it. Your body reads prolonged abstinence as a low-demand state and quietly downregulates production. That's when mood drops, motivation fades, and energy crashes for no obvious reason. But here's the hidden killer most men never hear about: nitric oxide. This is the molecule that keeps your blood vessels flexible and open. Regular sexual activity stimulates its production. Without it, your vessels stiffen, not just in the pelvis, throughout your entire body. That means your heart, your brain, your energy, all affected by one molecule you've probably never thought about. And your immune system takes a hit too. Regular ejaculation supports immune cell turnover. Studies suggest that prolonged abstinence can reduce the activity of your natural killer cells and lower your body's overall defense response. Gentlemen, I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm saying this because most men have no idea that what they're not doing is quietly affecting their health. The good news? Your body is remarkably resilient if you give it what it needs. So what do you actually do about this? Whether you're in a relationship or not, whether ejaculation is easy for you or not, there are clear, practical steps you can take. Let me walk you through them. Now here's where we turn this knowledge into action, because understanding the problem is only half the battle. The other half is doing something about it. And I want to be clear about something first. The solution isn't simply ejaculate more. That's too simplistic. What we're really talking about is supporting the entire system: blood flow, prostate health, hormones, and circulation, from the inside out. Let's start with frequency. Based on the clinical evidence, I recommend 2 to 4 times per week as the sweet spot for prostate health, hormonal balance, and healthy circulation. That's not a rigid rule. Listen to your body. Some weeks it's more, some weeks it's less. The goal is regular flow, not a performance schedule. Think of it as maintenance for your system. You wouldn't let your car sit in the driveway for months without running the engine. Same principle. But here's the truth most men miss. Frequency is only part of the equation. The real foundation is blood flow. If your blood vessels are stiff, if your nitric oxide levels are low, if your prostate isn't receiving the nutrients it needs to stay healthy, then frequency alone won't fix the problem. You need to feed the system. And that means specific nutrients: zinc for testosterone production and prostate protection, magnesium for blood vessel relaxation and deep sleep, boron for detoxification and inflammation support, tonkat ali for hormonal balance and sexual function. These aren't random supplements. They're the raw materials your prostate and vascular system depend on to function. Your prostate is only as healthy as the blood supply reaching it. Then there are the daily habits that amplify everything. 5 minutes of pelvic floor exercises each day, a consistent sleep schedule, cutting caffeine after 2 in the afternoon, limiting alcohol, staying physically active. These aren't complicated. They're small, consistent choices that compound over time. You don't have to overhaul your entire life. You just need to give your body the raw materials it's been missing. And that's exactly what I want to share with you next. A solution I've been recommending to my patients that brings all of these nutrients together in one simple daily habit, because there's one formula that combines everything we've talked about today into a single scoop. Now, I've told you what happens when your prostate doesn't get proper blood flow: the stagnation, the inflammation, the hormonal decline. You've seen how it all quietly stacks up against you. But here's the question that actually matters. How do you support your prostate every single day, especially when ejaculation alone isn't enough? That's why I started recommending Prostaviv to my patients. It's a daily formula specifically designed to support prostate blood circulation, healthy nitric oxide levels, and the cellular activity that keeps your prostate functioning at its best. And this isn't just another multivitamin, it targets the root mechanism we've been talking about this entire video: blood flow. A 2023 study from Fukushima Medical University showed that supporting healthy circulation around the prostate helps metabolize the stromal cells that cause swelling and urinary problems. Prostaviv was built around that science. Inside every scoop, you'll find boron for detoxification and inflammation support, tonkat ali for sexual function and prostate blood circulation, ashwagandha to detoxify the prostate and boost sperm volume, Panax ginseng for healthy blood flow and immune function, maca root for energy, drive, and mood, nettle root for hormone balance and urinary health, plus zinc, magnesium, and vitamin D, the exact mineral trifecta we discussed throughout this video. And it all works because Prostavive maintains healthy nitric oxide levels. That's the molecule that keeps your blood vessels flexible, your flow strong, and your prostate healthy. 1 scoop a day, all natural, backed by real science. To get Prostavive, simply click on the logo of my channel to go to my homepage. You'll find it right there.